morning. I'm Rich Guidice, Executive Director of the Chicago Office of Emergency Management and Communications. Severe storms with torrential downpours and tornadoes impacted northern Illinois and parts of the Chicago area yesterday. The National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory for the city of Chicago from noon today until 7 p.m. with a forecasted heat index up to 108 degrees. Due to the heat advisory, as well as the possibility of thunderstorms again this evening, we will continue to monitor weather conditions with the National Weather Service throughout the day and overnight. We urge residents to heed weather warnings and follow instructions from officials, especially if you are attending outdoor events such as the concert this evening at Northerly Island. OEMC's top priority is public safety. The City of Chicago is committed to keeping Chicagoans safe from dangerous heat conditions. We want to ensure that everyone is taking appropriate precautions for the extreme weather. We encourage residents to make an extra effort to check on your neighbors during extreme heat, especially if there are seniors, families with young people, people with special needs, or living alone. OEMC is coordinating with citywide departments and sister agencies to ensure the provision of city services in response to the heat, including cooling centers and outreach teams. Chicago Department of Family and Support Services, DFSS, oversees the city's cooling centers. Centers operate from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Fridays and are as follows. Inglewood Center, 1140 West 79th Street. Garfield Center, 10 South Kedzie. King Center, 4314 South Cottage Grove. North Area Center, 845 West Wilson. South Chicago Center, 8650 South Commercial. And Trina Davila Center, 4312 West North Avenue. These centers are in addition to other citywide cooling spaces, such as senior centers, libraries, and park district facilities during operating hours. Residents can call 311 or visit 311.chicago.gov to locate a cooling center near you. Remember to stay cool and stay connected. Anyone can register for Notify Chicago, the city's extreme weather notification system, to receive alerts and warnings, as well as updates on conditions via text and email. You can subscribe at notifychicago.org. Again, OEMC will continue to monitor weather conditions and is prepared to activate plans and alert the public should the situation warrant. Thank you. I would now like to introduce Commissioner Brandy Kanazi with the Department of Family and Support Services. Commissioner.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Brandy Kanazi, and I'm the Commissioner for the Chicago Department of Family and Support Services. DFS offers a number of resources for residents during periods of extreme heat. Cooling centers can serve as a great resource for the city's most vulnerable residents, including older adults, residents experiencing homelessness, children, and individuals with underlying conditions. Cooling areas in the city's 6 community service centers are activated and will operate from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. today. After hours, people may go to the Garfield Community Service Center at 10 South Kedzie and get connected to shelter. Due to COVID-19 safety precautions and public health guidance, cloth coverings are required in a cooling center. DFSS will provide free face coverings for guests who do not have one. Chicago parks and libraries may also serve as cooling centers during periods of extreme heat. Check in with your local park district or library for hours of availability. During this time, please remember to provide any needed assistance to neighbors, family members, older adults, and those most vulnerable. Remember to check in on relatives, neighbors, and friends during this time. If you are unable to make contact with them, please call 311 for a well-being check or use the 311 mobile app. Throughout the day, it's important to stay hydrated. Make sure you drink lots of water and natural juices and avoid alcoholic beverages, coffee, and sodas. Avoid going outside if you can. If you must, make sure you wear loose, light cotton clothing and limit your time in the sun, especially during periods of the day from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. During extreme heat, remember never to leave anyone alone, including a pet in a parked car, even for a few minutes. If you don't have air conditioning, keep your shades drawn and your blinds closed, but your window should remain slightly open. Also, keeping the lights off or turned down, along with minimizing the use of your oven and stove, can help in keeping your house cool. Seniors age 60 and over can stop by one of our 20 senior centers that are open to beat the heat today. The Seniors Home Delivered Meal Program is available for older adults who are frail, homebound, or without community supports. For home delivered meals program qualifications and requirements, please go to 311 or call 312-744-4016. Ensuring the safety of vulnerable residents is our #1 priority. Chicago resources and plans are impactful with the support of every Chicagoan. We are asking you to step up and look out for your neighbors. Next, we'll hear from the Department of Buildings Commissioner, Matthew Baudet. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Knazy. Good morning, everybody. My name is Matt Baudet. I'm the Commissioner for the Department of Buildings. The Department of Buildings enforces the Chicago Building Code provisions, which states that air conditioning must be at least 75 degrees at 50-degree relative Fahrenheit for all licensed facilities that provide long-term assisted care, including nursing homes, adult care homes, assisted living facilities, and long-term care facilities where many of our most vulnerable residents reside. If you are a resident in such licensed facility and you do not have air conditioning, please contact 311. The Department of Buildings will go out and immediately perform an inspection and will hold all non-compliant owners accountable until they correct the matter. Additionally, while our building inspectors are out in the field, they are trained to refer any vulnerable residents they encounter to the Department of Family and Support Services and their partners for services that they may require. Again, there are cooling facilities, libraries. Please use them if you have to. While we always together, I always want to stress the importance of also having working smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors in your facilities. If you do not have one, please contact the Chicago Fire Department. They're at the firehouses, and they will be able to get one for you. Finally, I want to reiterate the thoughts of my colleagues that please look out for each other. Look out for your neighbors, especially the elderly and those with special needs. And please, everyone, just stay safe. Thank you, and at this point, I'd like to introduce Dr. Jennifer Suh, who is the Chief Medical Officer for the Department of Public Health. Thank you. Doctor?
Thank you, Commissioner Baudet. Good morning. I'm Dr. Jennifer Suh, Chief Medical Officer at the Chicago Department of Public Health. As the city braces for high temperatures, we'd like to caution residents to take care of themselves and to also provide assistance to neighbors, family members, pets, and friends, particularly those who are elderly, have disabilities, or are pregnant. Do not underestimate the health risks of heat and humidity. They are dangerous and in some cases can be deadly. Heat-related deaths and illness are preventable, yet hundreds of people die from extreme heat every year. The best way to protect yourself against the heat is to drink plenty of water and stay in air-conditioned buildings as much as possible. If you do not have access to air conditioning, please call 311 for assistance. Everyone should take these basic precautions to prevent heat-related illnesses. First, stay in an air-conditioned indoor location as much as you can. Do not rely on a fan as your primary cooling source. And remember, if you're going inside a public indoor location, wear a mask. Drink plenty of fluids, even if you don't feel thirsty. Avoid alcohol, caffeine, and sugary beverages. Schedule workouts and outdoor activities earlier or later in the day when the temperature is cooler. Wear loose, lightweight, light-colored clothing and sunscreen. Take cool showers or baths to cool down. Check on a friend or neighbor and have someone do the same for you. And never leave children or pets in cars. While everyone could be at risk of heat-related illness, as has been mentioned, the elderly, those who live alone, those who are ill, those who are pregnant, and young children are most vulnerable to extreme heat and humidity, so make sure to check on them. If you can't get a hold of someone, call 311 and ask for a well-being check from the city to ensure they are safe. Be aware of the signs and symptoms of heat stroke and heat exhaustion during this period of prolonged excessive heat. Heat exhaustion is a milder form of heat-related illness that can develop after several days of exposure to high temperatures and inadequate or unbalanced replacement of fluids. A heat stroke is more serious and occurs when the body starts to lose its ability to regulate itself. The telltale signs of a heat stroke are an extremely high body temperature, such as 103 degrees Fahrenheit and above, dizziness and nausea, a throbbing headache and a pulse that is rapid and strong, and skin that is red, hot, and dry. If you see someone suffering from heat stroke, call 911 immediately, and then try to move the person into a cool place and cool the person with water. Remember, again, to take care of yourself and to keep an eye out on one another. The Chicago Department of Public Health, like the entire city government, is here working together to help you, your family, your neighbors, and your pets during this time. By working together, we can make sure we all stay safe and healthy this summer season. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. And do we have any questions? Here.
How would you rate the danger of this heat emergency now compared to others that we've seen in the city?
Yeah.
Especially given what we've gone through a couple of decades ago.
Well, so this year we've had a few days in a row where we have had temperatures about 90 degrees. This one brings us in the heat indices of about 105 to 108 potentially. We're hoping that people heard the message earlier on this summer when we brought it up, even though it didn't reach any official advisories, watches, or warnings. But we are in a heat advisory now, so it does escalate the situation. So we've already done conference calls. We sent letters out to our department heads, just making sure that everybody's doing their part in keeping Chicago safe. But as far as in the past, what I would say is temperatures right now are going to be heat indices in the low 100s. Temperatures overnight are going to come down to somewhere in the mid to lower 70s. So that's a good thing. So when it stays hot during the day and hot at night, it doesn't give people much of a chance to cool off. So by the temperatures coming down during the evening hours, it should help us out during the day tomorrow.
And that was one of the big differences from what we experienced back in 1995, right? The fact that we didn't get relief at night.
Yeah, you had excessive heat conditions for a period of days, 5 or 6 days if I'm not mistaken, and the heat indices at nighttime didn't give us much relief from warmer temperatures, which caused a lot of the problems that we had back in 1995.
Someone notices a problem in a building, and they call the 311 number, the building inspector comes out and notices that there is a problem, and it's too hot. How many days or what is the amount of time you give the building owner to make it right, and what services are provided in the meantime for the resident that's suffering until that happens?
Yeah, I can hand it off to the commissioner in a moment, but if there's an emergency, we want you to call 911. If it's a condition where you're curious about something regarding heat or some of the things that building owners are required to do, supposed to do, we will send a building department inspector out to the location. Now, based on the recommendations that the inspector brings back to us, we may escalate a plan, call in additional resources, or obviously if it's power related, bring in ComEd. But they're partners and they sit with us through this process as well. Commissioner, anything else to add?
This is to build on what Director Guidice said. If it is a true emergency, we're out there right away. There are certain tools we can use. Receivership is one. So if we have to go into court right away and order a receiver to make the repairs, as the director said, sometimes the repairs may take several days. In those instances, we work with our partners at Family Support Services. If we need to relocate anybody, find place for folks to go while they do make the repairs.
Anything additional? All right, everybody. Guys, stay safe and stay hydrated. Thank you.